Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Hey friends, welcome back to another Spanish lesson here on the Language Tutor. Today we're covering colors in Spanish. You know, they mentioned this recently and I said, gosh, with 100 and something lessons, I know I've covered the colors at some point, but when I went back and looked, I never covered the colors in Spanish. So that's what we're gonna do in this lesson. We're gonna get caught up. So get ready to write and let's get ready to learn. All right, let's jump into those colors. We're gonna start with the most important two colors there are, and that's red and black. You might say, why? Well, because I graduated from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs, champions. And so I'm gonna start with those colors. All right, some people may be mad at me right now, but here we go. Red is rojo, rojo. All right, now just a quick note about a lot of these colors. Many of them can be changed for gender. Okay, so this is rojo, but it can also be roja. All right, so if I were going to say the red house, then I would say la casa roja. Yeah, so it can also be changed for singular and plural. If I were going to say the red houses, it would be las casas rojas. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to gender and singular or plural, make everything match. Okay, I know you can do it. Let's go to the next one, which is black, and that is negro, negro. And again, it can be negra also. Okay, green is verde, verde. Now notice this one doesn't end in an O. So we're not really going to change this one for masculine or feminine. It's just going to be verde, no matter what you're talking about. And of course, it can be verdes if you're talking about plural things, but not really going to change this one for gender. Up next is blue, which is azul, azul. And let's go a little bit darker and get into my favorite, which is purple, and that is morado, morado. All right, now, if you're talking about like something lighter, like a violet purple, then you might use violeta, violeta. Okay, so now let's go to white next, and that is blanco, blanco. Okay, next is the one that takes a little practice. It's orange. It takes a little bit of practice because it's a long word. But what you want to say is anaranjado. Anaranjado. All right, you can do it. You can do it. Just say it a few times and you got it down. But now, you'll often find in South America, people like to use this one, naranjo, naranjo. And notice this is different than the fruit naranja. So this is a variation of that word, but it's referring to the color. All right, up next is yellow, which is amarillo, amarillo. And then let's go to brown next. A lot of people are just going to use the word for coffee, coffee colored. So they're just going to say café, café. Also, you'll see this word for brown, marrón, marrón. All right, now there's in some Spanish-speaking countries, you'll hear this word. It's for a grayish brown. It's kind of an interesting mix of colors, but a grayish brown can sometimes be called pardo, pardo. All right, so just put that one in your bank of words, pardo. All right, let's go to pink next. Pink has a couple different variations as well. And one of the things that you can say is rosa, rosa. You can also say rosado, rosado. Now, I have heard some of my friends from Mexico say, well, when you say rosado, that kind of sounds like you have a rash. So I don't know. Anyway, just know both the words. And, if you're in Mexico or, you might want to use rosa, who knows? Okay, just play it by ear. You can do it. Now let's go to one of my favorite, maroon, which is granate, granate. Okay. Now, a lot of us wear khaki pants. So let's learn the word for khaki. It's almost the same, just spelled a little differently. Khaki, khaki. All right, now let's get a little color variation here. A lot of people like teal, that sort of mixture of green and blue. Teal is going to be a mixture of green and blue in Spanish. Verde azulado. Verde azulado. Now, if you're going to say silver, something is silver colored, we're not talking about the object silver, obviously. You can just say de plata, de plata. Something is silver plated, you can say plateado, plateado. Now, also another way you might say something is silver colored is just to say the word color plata, color plata. So just put those together and make silver colored. It implies the same thing. Gold colored, again, the object gold is oro, that's a noun, but as a color, we're going to say dorado, dorado. All right, let's do a couple of more. Now, we've talked about a lot of different colors, but now I want to show you how to say light and dark. Okay, so I'm going to use blue as an example for that. And dark blue would be azul oscuro, azul oscuro. That implies blue dark. Light, you can say azul claro, azul claro. Some people would even for light blue say celeste, celeste. All right. Now, what if we want to ask somebody, what color is something? We're going to translate it pretty straight, but we're just going to add the word of at the beginning of the sentence. So we're going to say this: ¿De qué color es? ¿De qué color es? All right. So, ¿de qué color es mi camisa? You probably just said, es negra, ¿no? Es negra, ¿no? Okay. Now, what color are? We're going to do the same thing we do in English. We have the word, we say, what color is? Well, we change is to are, that one word. And so it's going to be the same thing. Just say, ¿de qué color son? ¿De qué color son? We just change that one word. And let's wrap it up by summarizing. Colors in general are los colores. Los colores. And there, friends, amigos, you have the colors in Spanish. Get those down and then add some of those more interesting mixes of colors into your vocabulary. But look around and start describing what you see around you. What color is it? Saying de qué color es, de qué color son, and then respond in a complete sentence. All right?